Elizabeth, shoot!
Welcome to part 2. This little 3-part series is about Will Turner. He's the main hero in Pirates of the Caribbean. He's the nobody who goes on an adventure to become a somebody and get the girl. He's Aladdin. It's classic Disney. But Depp does such a good job in his role that Captain Jack Sparrow steals the spotlight. Everyone loves Jack. Nobody cares about Will. So much so that the films get away with treating Will like an absolute punching bag. And they give him one of the worst endings to a character story I've ever seen. I actually can't believe it. And look, someone's got to shine a light on the sitch. In part 1, we looked at the curse of the Black Pearl. And today, it's Dead Man's Chest. We'll be looking at Will's journey, his character arc. And just for funsies, we're going to have a little fail stamp every time Will gets made a fool of. The film starts in the rain, never a good sign. Troops are arriving at Port Royal. Call me paranoid, but I think something bad's going down. Looks like Lizzie and Will were just about to get married.
I think it's bad luck for the groom to see the bride before the wedding.
But this guy's showed up to arrest Will.
Cutler Beckett is Lord now, actually. The warrant for the arrest of one William Turner.
This warrant is for Elizabeth Swan.
Oh, is it? My mistake. Arrest her. Here's the one for William Turner.
Ooh, he's got a dark sense of humour. I like him. They're being arrested for setting free a man who was condemned to death. It's Jack Sparrow, innit, from the end of the last film.
For which the
punishment, regrettably, is also death.
Oof, not a good start for Will.
Perhaps you remember a certain pirate named Jack Sparrow.
Captain.
Maybe simmer that down a bit, guys. I don't think Beckett thinks it's cute you're friends with a pirate. Beckett brings Will in and tells him he wants his help. He wants Will to go find Jack and retrieve the compass from him.
At the point of a sword?
Bargain.
Offering Jack a full pardon in exchange.
Bring back that compass, or there's no deal.
This is amazing, right? Beckett's offering Jack a pardon. He hasn't offered anything to Will. Will might think it's implied that him and Liz will be released, but Beckett hasn't promised nothing. Will's failed to negotiate anything for them. Will races to see Liz to tell her what's happening.
Jack's compass. What does Beckett want with that?
I'm to find Jack and convince him to return to Port Royal. In exchange, the charges against us will be dropped.
Okay, right, hang on, maybe I missed it. Services and transaction, pardon, compass. Okay, he definitely didn't say that, Will. I don't know what to call this fail, it's just idiot.
We must find our own avenue to secure your freedom.
Is that a lack of faith in Jack or in me?
Don't answer that.
I have faith in you.
Why? Actually, if you think back to the first film, all the scenes with Liz and Will, she saw him being a hero. He snuck her out of the Isla de Muerta, they led the pirate ship fight, they fought the pirates at the end, and then he rescued Jack. She missed pretty much all the fails he had. Brilliant. So fair enough, she doesn't realise what he's really like yet.
Where will you find him?
Tortuga. I'll start there and I won't stop searching till I find him. And then I intend to return here to marry you.
Properly.
Eagerly, if you'll still have me.
If it weren't for these bars, I'd have you already.
I'm glad I let Will off that original fail now. Looks like those lights are just waiting to ping off the wall.
Keep a weather eye on the horizon.
Okay, Will's got some new goals now. Get Jack's compass, marry Elizabeth. Properly. Let's see how he gets on with that. Little montage of people talking about where Jack might be. This guy says there's an island south of the Straits where you'll find a ship with black sails. Oh, there it is. Will turns up on the island finding the Black Pearl abandoned. He heads into the island and finds a trail of what looks like the crew's trinkets. Okay, Will's not getting a fail for that. Alright, that trap would have caught most people. He's getting a fail for this.
Come on! Who was it?
I know this is played for comedy, but he's hanging there, swinging his sword about. Ridiculous. Shot in the neck, knocked out. This guy cannot handle a fight. Will's hogtied and carried to see their chief. It's Jack! Way! Will tells Jack about needing the compass to save Liz.
The compass! That's all I need. Elizabeth is in danger. We were arrested for trying to help you. She faces the gallows!
That got his attention. He talks gibberish to the islanders. And they carry Will off.
What about Elizabeth?
Quick cutaway here, we get a scene of Governor Swan breaking Liz out of prison. He's arranged a sneaky escape to England for her. Good man. She's like, what about Will's plan? And he says,
Beckett has offered one pardon only, one, and that is promised to Jack Sparrow.
see, Governor Swan knows the score. So why didn't he tell Will that? Ooh, I think he was happy to get Will out of the way.
We cannot count on William Turner.
See? He can't stand him.
Here's a blacksmith.
The escape plan gets foiled. and Liz has vanished. She's gone to see Beckett. Bit of a confusing scene. She gets him to sign the pardon, and then like Will, she doesn't negotiate to guarantee their freedom either. And then she leaves with the one pardon. Liz, what are you doing? If I could give you a fail, I would. I'm starting to think they deserve each other. Right, back to Will. He's hanging with the crew of the Pearl in these weird ball net things. Oh, I really don't have a way with words. They swing to the cliff edge and climb up. Uh-oh, the islanders have spotted them. Nice big fun action scene of them escaping now. These films are great, aren't they? Not a ton of CGI where there doesn't need to be. Proper locations, wicked music as well, love it. They finally make it back to the Pearl. Jack's getting chased by the islanders. He outruns them somehow. Hey, he's Captain Jack Sparrow. Gets back to the ship as well. Hooray! That escape scene takes about 7 minutes. That's quite an intense situation they were in. They've just got back on the Pearl after what I'm assuming was a stressful few days on that island. A minute to recuperate? Nope, Will straight on Jack. Elizabeth, the compass. Jack's like, oh, give me a minute, will ya? I just nearly got eaten by islanders. Let me sit down, let me grab a rum.
I need that compass of yours, Jack.
Will, what's the plan? You think Jack's going to hand you the compass? And then what, you swim back to Port Royal? And what are you going to do with that sword? You ain't won a fight in your life. Think it through, Will. We should change his name from Will to Won't. Moving on. Jack comes up with a deal for Will. He'll trade him the compass if Will helps him find the key. Let's set sail. Let's go get that key. We visit one of Jack's old friends, Tia Dharma. Exposition scene, kinda. We learn a lot about Davy Jones, the Kraken, the key, and she tells them where to find Jones's ship, the Flying Dutchman. I've skipped over that scene. It's a good scene, but there's no fails in it, and Will's not in it much, and, you know, we're not recapping the whole film. This video's about Will. Let's crack on. Crack on. Kraken. There's a joke there somewhere, but we ain't got time. They find the Flying Dutchman, apparently shipwrecked.
That's the Flying Dutchman. She doesn't look like much. Neither do you.
Burn.
I row over, search the ship until I find your bloody key.
And if they're a crewman?
I cut down anyone in my path.
Will, come on. You can't honestly think you're going to cut down anyone in your path. I've watched you lose every fight you've ever had. And you were there. You know what happened. You know you lost. Oh, he's starting to annoy me now. So Will's on the ship looking for the key. Some of the ship's crew are still there, looking a bit traumatised. The real Flying Dutchman pops out of the water. This film's got some cool visuals, isn't it? Creepy sea monster guys materialise out of the ship and come for Will. Right, off you go, Will. Cut them down. Ooh. Nice. Oh, he's doing all right. Oh, he's got knocked out from behind again. You know what? I'm not going to fail him here. I think he put up a decent fight. There's like 10 of them. Was a good effort, yeah? Yeah. Will and the crew are lined up. Davy Jones steps on board. This film's decent. People have a go at the sequels. This one's great. Davy Jones, man. Cool character. Although it does mean Will drops down another step on the list of cool characters. Jones finds out that it's Jack Sparrow who sent Will over to the ship.
Jack Sparrow. Sent me to settle his debt.
Did they now?
He pops over to see Jack. He gives Jack 3 days to find 100 souls to repay his debt.
100 souls. 3 days.
And says he's keeping Will as a down payment. So Will's stuck on the Dutchman helping out with the duties.
Secure the last tackle, Mr. Turner!
Will thinks that means him, of course. Another guy turns up to do the job as well. He seems to recognise Will, leading to an accident with the cannon. Whoops.
Haul that weevil to his feet!
Will's to be given 5 lashes as punishment. The other guy offers to take it on his behalf.
I'll take it all.
But why? It's revealed that this guy is in fact Bootstrap Bill, Will's dad.
It's my son.
So Davy Jones, because he's horrible, makes Bootstrap do the lashing. Ah, poor Will. He gets a fail here. I think this is the first time he's getting a fail based solely on story. This wasn't his fault, but remember, we are giving fails based on his actions and when the film decides to kick his ass. And this is one of those times.
Will, I don't need your help.
Will's a bit annoyed about the whipping, obviously. But Bootstrap says, hey, if I didn't do it, the bosun was going to do it, and he goes hard.
So I'm to understand what you did was an act of compassion? Yes.
Will takes that in well. Ah, I like Bootstrap already. Oh, does that mean Will drops down the cool character list again? Oh, no. Oh, let's give it a minute. Will tells his dad about needing the key. This guy pops off the wall and reveals a lot. He says, dead man's chest, Open the chest with the key. Don't stab the heart. The Dutchman needs a living heart or there'll be no captain. And if there's no captain, there's no one to have the key.
So the captain has the key.
Whoops. He then says the key and the chest are hidden. Get a scene now where Liz joins Jack Sparrow's crew to look for Will. We find out that Jack's compass points to the thing you want most. Explains why Beckett wants the compass. Haha. Also, Norrington's out of the Navy now, by the way. He lost everything trying to chase down Jack, so he joins the crew as well. Liar's dice, liar's dice. Not much to say here. Will challenges Jones to a game of liar's dice.
I accept it.
And manages to find out where Jones hides the key.
I want this.
Bit of a fail on Jones's part there, wasn't it? He didn't have to show him where that was. Now that he knows where the key is, Will goes to get it. Jones is asleep. Will uses some quills to move Jones's tentacles around and manages to get the key. Nice one, Will. He looks all proud of himself. And you know what? I'm proud of him too. You know what time it is, guys? It's gold star time. Boop. Another one for the collection. Heartfelt scene here as Bootstrap prepares a boat for Will to escape on. He gives him his knife as a parting gift.
It was always in my blood to die at sea. It was not a fate I ever wanted for you.
That's a very important line, or at least it should be. I'll come back to it in my part 3 video, because, well, you'll see why.
I could say I did what I had to when I left you to go pirating, but it would taste a lie to say it wasn't what I wanted. You owe me nothing, Will.
Bootstrap realises he wasn't a good dad to Will, choosing pirating over sticking around to raise him. But even though he wasn't a good dad and he abandoned his son, he's still a likeable character. I feel for him. Oh, I think it's now time for Will to drop down the cool character list again. Sorry, Will. I'm sorry. Will says he's going to find a way to free Bootstrap and use the blade to pierce Jones's heart.
I will not abandon you. I promise.
That's a great moment. Great moment in the film. I feel it. So there you go. Will adds another goal to the list. Kill Jones to free his dad. And spoiler alert, that goal has the biggest fail in this whole thing. But that's for part 3. That's for part 3. Right, I hope you've seen the film because I'm going to skim over some scenes quick. Ready? Jones realises Will escaped with the key and tracks him down to a merchant ship. The Kraken takes the ship out, and Will ends up hiding back on the Dutchman. Jones sets course for Isla Cruceda. I might cut that impression out. I think I will. Should I leave it in? I'm leaving it in, thinking the chest is no longer safe. Norrington, Liz and Jack are already there and have just dug it up. Jones arrives and sends his crew ashore to retrieve the chest. Right, cool, sorted. And enter Will.
I came to find you.
Will goes straight in, key in the left hand, knife in the right hand.
I'm gonna kill Jones.
Jack's not happy about that plan. If Will kills Davy Jones, who's going to stop the Kraken from hunting Jack?
Now, the key.
Will's like, nope, I've got to free my father. Norrington jumps in as well. He wants to give the chest to Beckett so he can get his life back. Right, negotiation problem again. This is aimed at all of them, really. If they just work together, surely they could all get what they want. They've got the #1 bargaining tool right there. Here's a plan. I'll start us off, right? Get Jones to release Bootstrap, then get Jones to call off the Kraken. That's Will and Jack happy. Norrington's a bit more tricky because he's sort of on the bad guy's side, isn't he? He basically wants a pardon, but he's got to give the chest to Beckett for that to happen, and that's at odds with what Jack would want. Okay, someone smart out there, comment the solution. There's got to be one. It's like the farmer with the chicken and the fox puzzle, isn't it? Anyway, we get a massive 10-minute fight sequence now. The lads are fighting over the key. Jones's crew are trying to get the chest from Liz, Pintel and Rigetti. That's their names. There's a church fight, there's a big wheel, there's front flips, there's comedy, there's sword fighting. This is what cinema's all about. Big stuff, man. They all end up fighting on the beach. Jack pops the heart into his jar of dirt. Norrington finds the pardon. And oh look, he finds the heart too. Will gets knocked out from behind because, of course he does. It's a joke at this point, isn't it? The heroes are trapped. Norrington takes the chest to lure Jones's pirates away.
Don't wait for me.
I say we respect his final wish. Aye!
Jack's cool with that because he thinks he has the heart in the jar of dirt. Jones's pirates catch up with Norrington. He throws them the chest and runs off. End scene. Let's take a moment just to appreciate how cool that scene is. Action, plot, it does a lot. Lovely. Everyone's back on the Pearl, happy to be alive. The Dutchman pops up again, starts shooting at him. But they manage to outrun it. Black Pearl, mate, very fast, nigh uncatchable. Even though they've got away, Will wants to turn and fight.
If we can outrun her, we can take her. We should turn and fight.
Why does Will always want to fight when he's rubbish at it?
Why fight when you can negotiate?
Probably because he can't negotiate, innit? Jack's jar of dirt gets broken. and he realises he doesn't have the heart.
We must have hit the reef!
Davy Jones has set the Kraken after the pearl.
It's not a reef!
What is it?
The Kraken!
Will does a pretty good job here of coordinating the defence against it. They manage to fend it off for a minute, but it'll be back. Will tells the crew to load the gunpowder barrels into a net. They raise the net, with Will clinging to the side. Will's going, "Come and get me," to the Kraken. It can't hear him, can it? And it doesn't speak English. And why would it care anyway? I guess it would make sense if Jack was up there because of the black spot. But why is Will using himself as bait? Doesn't really make sense. Anyway, his foot gets caught up and he drops his sword. Classic Will. Starts cutting himself free with a knife. Liz is getting ready to shoot the barrels.
Elizabeth, shoot!
Will's telling her to shoot, but look, the tentacles aren't near the barrels yet. Not going to do much damage, is it? And if she shoots now, Will's stuck. He's going to get blasted. So you're going to get yourself blown to bits, and you haven't defeated the Kraken. Double fail. It was tricky to pinpoint a moment here for the fail, because to be honest, I think the whole barrels in the net plan is weird. It worked in the end a bit, and they took out some tentacles, thanks to Jack, but the Kraken's still alive and kicking. Didn't really do much, did it? Bought them some time to escape, fair enough. The crew realised their only chance is to abandon ship and let the Kraken take down the Pearl. Sad times. Everyone's boarding the lifeboat. Liz and Jack are left alone for a moment. Jack came back to save the day with the Kraken, so Liz is like, "I always knew you were a good man." Oh, and the cinema goes crazy! Poor Will looks up at the wrong time.
Come on, Will, step 2!
Turns out Liz was just planning to handcuff Jack to the ship. The Kraken's after Jack, and it's the only way the rest of them can escape.
I'm not sorry.
Paris.
Great line. So Liz and the crew make their escape, and Jack goes out like a boss.
Jack Sparrow. I was dead settled.
Turns out not even Jack Sparrow can best the devil.
Open the chest.
Jones opens the chest and realises the heart is missing. That's because Norrington has it. He delivers it to Beckett. Oh dear. Well, looks like Norrington's got his life back. We're back at Tiadama's and everyone's feeling a bit low. They've lost everything. The heart, Jack Sparrow, the pearl. Will, that is not your table. Look at the state of it. What's with this guy? Why doesn't he respect other people's property? Vandal.
It's a shame. With the pearl, you could have captured the devil and set free your father's soul.
Go on, rub it in. That's because of the table, weren't it? They're all saluting Jack Sparrow for sacrificing himself so they could escape. Liz is looking a bit traumatised because of what she did. Will doesn't know what happened. All he saw was the kiss.
If there was anything could be done to bring him back.
Tiadama's like, "Hey, there is a way to bring Jack back, but you've got to sail to the ends of the earth and beyond. Are you up for it?"
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
They're all up for it. Tia says, "Well, if you're going to World's End, you're going to need a captain who knows those waters." And we get a wicked little reveal with the return of Barbossa, meaning Will drops down the cool character list again. I'm sorry, Will.
So tell me, what's become of my ship?
And end film. So that was Dead Man's Chest. I hope you had fun. You'll notice that Will didn't complete any of his goals in this film. But we're not failing him for it, because that is typical second film in a trilogy stuff. It ends on the lowest point, where everything's lost. And then, in the third film, there's a massive adventure, everything works out, and everyone has a happy ending. So Will's going to free his dad by killing Jones, he's going to marry Elizabeth and get their freedom, and they're going to live happily ever after. Aren't they? Yeah, we'll see about that.